everybody had a break. You got some thoughts.
Yeah.
Wake up. Okay, so I'm here. My name is Lolita Schaefer. I own and operate canine water leak detection at DOG World. I'm located in Grove, Oklahoma, and trained dogs for a very long time. I haven't done as much detection work as you guys have, but I've trained a lot of hunting dogs and competed in hunt tests and field trials. So got a lot of that experience going on. I found a good friend now, her name's Carrie, that trained the very first water leak detection dog in the United States. And I've had the pleasure of learning and loving this, loving every bit of it. Okay. So that's the background. The United States average, you guys all took a shower this morning, right? Okay. You turn on that water faucet and you get to have some clean water to drink and it doesn't smell like some bacteria is growing in it or something like that. So we've trained dogs to detect chlorine in the water and our drinking water. So the United States average treated drinking water loss estimated to be 6 billion gallons per day. Note, the average cost for the U.S. is 3 cents per 10 gallons. I've done the math for you. $18 million per day is lost in our ground, in our lakes, in our creeks. So every time you take a shower, imagine your entire shower water going down that drain is literally dumping out on the ground, minimum. Because the average shower is more than 10 gallons of water, okay? Current national infrastructure has high potential health risks to the public due to lead piping as well. The EPA is cracking down on that. So we're even working with dogs to detect some lead pipe as well. To bring the infrastructure up to date, it would cost approximately $625 billion and could take over 20 years. So there is a huge, huge need for water detection dogs. Currently in the US has over 2 million miles of underground pipelines, water lines. The oldest water lines were placed in the 19th century with a lifespan of 75 to 100 years. Currently, these water lines are 120 years old. So, we need dogs. And again, we just learned about FEMA and things like that. Natural disasters also play a big role in the water pipe system. Water detection tools currently used they use a bell that goes down on the ground, and typically it has to have a fairly level surface, and then they have earphones that they listen, and they're trained very, very well to listen for these leaks in the ground. It's an acoustical equipment. There's all different kinds of them. They use thermal imaging, video pipe inspections. I'm actually married to a master plumber. I've done that before, but they have limited range. The soil probes, you've seen, you just stick a pipe in there and they try to listen, the old-fashioned way where you listen to the railroad tracks and, or no, wait, the Indians are coming, that's what they do, they put it down on the ground. The advanced metering infrastructure, they're putting those kinds of things into where they can actually turn off a meter in one place and turn it on another and move water and tell whether they're losing water or not losing water. However, again, we're talking about how old that infrastructure is. They don't have the meters put in. It's only in certain areas where they have the funds to be able to get that done. The pros of these tools that they use, they're typically readily available as long as the batteries aren't dead. And the staff can use these tools because it doesn't have a heartbeat, okay? The cons, the depth of the leak could alter the results of this equipment. Substance between the ground and the surface. There's so many things. We are about to learn about the soils. It just rock, and not to mention water. We do leak detection on water. I live next to a lake, and kind of like the human remains, I use the TAD jars, which is wonderful. I planned that and trained the dog to find water on water. So it's really fun. And the Smart Ball, which Australia is using this, it is a fairly new technology, I think, because I have not seen that yet. So, of course, Australia is always at the cutting edge of these kinds of things. Yeah, there you go. Okay, readily available, that's right. Oh, and whether large covered areas, cons, that's what. So with the listening, let's just use that because that's very well used in the municipalities. They've been using them for years. And give you an example, 1 mile of pipe, which we already learned about how many miles of pipe there is. One particular dog, 1 mile of pipe, they spent thousands and thousands of dollars trying to find this leak, and it had been leaking for over 7 years, okay? They put valves in, they put helium in the pipe, and then the guys tried to listen, they couldn't find it. Dog came in, 2 hours later, found 3 leaks, okay? It was cool as heck. However, like we learned about the gases, which is wonderful, just because the dog indicated there does not mean that's where the leak's at. So now you follow up with that acoustical equipment. Now the guy that was trying to cover a mile of pipe on unlevel ground can now work on 20 foot of pipe and actually do it in a day instead of years. So it works out. One of the things we just talked about, they work faster and they're more efficiently than conventional equipment. Proven success in fines. I've taken studies, which there's limited amount of studies, hardly any. I think there's maybe 1 in the US. The success rate is an average around 92.4%. The adaptability to water utility equipment, it's like I just explained, the dogs are just an amazing tool for these municipalities and these utility departments to be able to use these dogs as part of this water conservation. They can cover vast acreages, you guys already know this, can cover a variety of terrains, and most breeds or career change dogs can do this job. We have people in our group, she has boxers, we have pit bull mixes, we have, believe it or not, Corgi, Malinois, German Shepherd. You guys go ahead and put that together. We have Labradors, we have Golden Retrievers, we have all kinds of dogs that can do this job. And so, like I was saying, or you guys learned how much pipe there is, there will never be enough dogs and never be enough handlers. The cons. Because of my background, the quality of teams and training is very, very important. Otherwise, it degrades what we're trying to do. I think that's the case in everything here that I've learned about what everybody's doing here. If we have good quality training for the humans as well as the dog, and a continued education process to keep the quality up is going to improve the efficiency of, it turns out, I think, not just water leak detections, but everything that we're doing here. So I think it's really important. Weather can interfere with detection. I've learned a lot about humidity. I moved to Oklahoma from Colorado, and I had no idea my eyeballs could sweat. Here is some of the success rates. You guys can read over this. I don't want to read through it. As you can notice, the majority of them are not in the US. So we got that. This dog here is Vessel. This is a picture of the first dog that was deployed or trained in the US by Karen Vessel. And she is working for Central Arkansas Water and has done an amazing job with her job. And she is now, I think, on her 3rd or 4th handler. So there's been some training human issues there. So like I was saying, the quality of work the quality of teams in the continuing education is very important. This study is pretty much the scope of lots of other studies put together and what we've done in our small group. With 150 plus deployments, controlled and operational, pretty much meaning training and actually in the field work. Varied equipment. So I work mostly rural. Water leak detection dogs are not, they don't have to just stay in rural. We have somebody on our team that actually works in the city. We actually have several that work in the city, one in New York, as a matter of fact. And, again, trying to find this leak, they're looking all over the place in all the wrong places. And the dog ended up having, actually finding it in under pavement. This is a picture of Carrie, and Vessel, I think, is on the lower right. You guys is lower right. So, and then the corgi mix is on the left, just so you guys know. So you know what it looks like. As we talked about, and you guys know, the soil does make a big difference. I'm just going to kind of go through this because I only have a minute. Training protocol, you guys don't need me to tell you how to train a dog. You have plenty of options here. This is my sister and I in Rural Water District 10, where we work a lot of pipe. This is out in the middle of Podunk, Oklahoma. We do live on a lake though. It is very nice. Leak detection. So the case study snapshot, it's on PVC pipe. We've used some acoustic methods that failed. Dog team localization, we found that they can typically localize and find a leak or have a good alert within 20 minutes or less than 20 minutes. And on the average, they're saving about 2,641 gallons per day. So that's a lot of showers. In a perfect situation, they call the dogs out first, and so that we can do a first pass, and it would really eliminate a lot of time and a lot of money. That's Otis. He's nuts, but he loves his job. Conclusion, we do, I'm gonna run out of time, aren't I? So let's just run down to the end. The non-revenue in the US could save, they spend about $187.2 billion a day. I'm sorry, yes, a day on leaks. And that's Ruth. And I'm gonna ask, do you have any questions?
So these last couple talks are 10-minute